A civil society youth anti-corruption network has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to ensure that his administration's fight against corruption is total. It says nobody guilty of corrupt practice should be spared irrespective of his or her party affiliation. The group also called on the Independent National Electoral Commission to be neutral and fair to political parties in the forthcoming general elections. Correspondent Jeremiah Umahi has more.
Corruption is a persistent phenomenon in Nigeria. Efforts have been made by successive governments to minimize corruption through the enactment of laws and enforcement of integrity systems, but with little success. Nigeria is still perceived as a country deep in corruption without clear policies to address the menace, according to Transparency International. The global anti-corruption watchdog ranks Nigeria 144 out of 180 countries in 2018 as against 148 out of 180 countries in 2017, which means Nigeria is still perceived as a highly corrupt country. In view of this and the ongoing corruption case against the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, and other ongoing corruption matters in the country, that the group is calling for a more holistic approach. Speaking with newsmen in Abuja on Wednesday, Coordinator Youth Anti-Corruption Network Ovo Otarigo called on President Buhari to lift what it described as the unconstitutional suspension of Onnoghen and reinstate him as the country's Chief Justice.
We're taking a stand on the state of the nation. First of all, we reject the explanation given by the Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Onnoghen, on his excuse about his non-declaration of his assets. And as such, we demand that the necessary agencies to investigate all the issues, let justice be served. Then secondly, we reject the decision of Mr. President Buhari, to suspend the Chief Justice because it conflicts with the Constitution, 1999 Constitution. Let the Chief Justice be reinstated, and we call on his resignation. Upon reinstatement, the Chief Justice should resign in a bid to protect our constitutional procedure.
On his part, legal advisor, Youth Anti-Corruption Network, Barrister Chris Ugwala, said that the Nigerian youths need proper reorientation and called on youths to be united to save the nation's democracy.
Education of the youth is so important in this country because I would say, based on the fact that the youth are handicapped, they have been used by various political actors to actuate their motives. So in my view, I think that the youth, we need a proper reorientation, because most of these people who are telling the youth to go to the streets, maybe buy them t-shirts and face cap, their children are not in this country. And they have just gathered these youths because they are vulnerable to actuate their purposes politically, and that is so worrisome in this country.
President Muhammadu Buhari had on Friday, January 25, suspended Justice Walter Onnoghen as Chief Justice of Nigeria and went on to swear in Justice Ibrahim Tanko Muhammad in acting capacity, prompting varied reactions across the country. Jeremiah Umahi reporting for Clearview Television.